Currently, there are a little over 6,500 licensed real estate agents in New Hampshire. So when someone tells you to go out and find yourself a good agent, that can be pretty overwhelming. Choosing through over 6,000 people to find yourself the agent that's going to work for you seems like a daunting task in itself before even hitting a home search. So today, I'm going to go over 3 big things that you should think about when choosing an agent and picking out yourself a buyer's agent, because it really is a big decision and it can be the deciding factor between a really smooth deal and you finding that house you want, or having a nightmare of a home search and not getting very far. So before I get into the 3 things to know, I just want to touch on why it's so important to find yourself a good real estate agent. Because real estate agents do a lot of work, from just starting out with your home search, getting you introduced to a lender if you need it, finding you homes, getting an offer accepted, doing all the paperwork behind the scenes that you're not even really seeing. You're just kind of signing and seeing what's going on. They do a lot, and you want to find one that's going to work well for you. Because finding someone that works well for you is going to make the process a lot smoother of a process. It's still a long process, but at least it'll be smooth with someone good by your side. And it's super important right now because we are experiencing a slow shift in the market from all-time high in prices in New Hampshire down to a little bit more of a calmer, steadier buyer's market. But each house is super case by case. So you want an agent that's going to know their shit. Because in the past, literally like 2 weeks, I've had clients who got offers accepted where one was in a bidding war and had to put an escalation clause in just to get the house, where the other one was able to get it $25,000 below asking with full inspections on the deal. And both of them, actually the one that had multiple offers was on probably 5 times as long as the other one, days on market. One was like 60 and one was like 5. So it's very case by case, and you want someone that's knowing what's going on. So the first one is finding an agent that you truly like, because again, this is a home buying process and it's a long process even when things go relatively smoothly. Of course, buying a house is a big transaction and it's not something that most home buyers are doing on a regular basis where they're comfortable with it. So chances are you're going to be a little stressed out during the process, even if it's a good deal. So having a good agent is going to be a godsend for you because they're going to keep your head on straight, they're going to keep you calm, and they're going to keep that goal in mind of finding you the house that you're going to love and actually buy. And when you're finding someone you like, make sure you like the way they communicate. Are they a call? Are they a texter? Are they an emailer? Are they responsive is one of the biggest important things. Are they responsive? Because again, real estate is something that nothing really happens overnight in real estate, but you do have things that, like, if you have an offer deadline on a house that you just viewed, you want to make sure you're not missing the deadline and you're actually getting an offer in time. And if that agent doesn't text you back for 12 hours, well, you might miss the deadline. Or once you get a house under contract and time is of an essence, is the realtor actually on their stuff, getting back to emails, getting to the lender, getting everything needed to the parties that have to have it by a certain date. That's kind of why it's time of the essence. So you want someone that's going to communicate and you're not going to get frustrated because they're ghosting you, because again, agents do a lot. They communicate a lot throughout the day with a lot of different people. Even me, I have to get better at it. I have a lot of random phone numbers in my text and it can get very hard to find a text. So find someone that you're going to like personally to work with when you're in person with them, going to view houses, and someone that you're going to not want to decline a call from when they call you to update you on the process. Next thing is a small thing, but I was concerned about it during my home search before I was ever an agent and I was just looking to buy a house. And that was the name of the broker that the agent worked for. Now, being in the real estate, just hit 5 years, I realized the brokerage, well, actually, I'm going on my 5th year, just hit 4 total years. I realized brokerage doesn't really matter. It's honestly just the name. It might matter a little bit when you're selling because, of course, you have the sign in the yard and whoever the brokerage is going to be on the sign. So depending on how that name's taken in the area you're in, that could be a little bit on seller side, but not really. Where on the buyer side, it doesn't matter. You really want to find the agent that you want to work with. I want to work with that guy. It shouldn't really matter what the brokerage name is. It's more finding, it's not who they're working for, it's how they work and how they're actually going to help you more so. So I wouldn't really worry about the brokerage name because, again, unless they have like certain processes, but I've been to 3 over the last 4 years just because real estate, you kind of got to find your way, figure out which one works best for you. But the brokerage I'm at never really affect my transactions with my clients. I treat my clients how I treat my clients. Now, the last thing that I'm going to touch on is the most important, and it's going to go a couple different ways. So stick with me. But it's finding an agent with knowledge. Now, a lot of people get this confused with experience, but it's not really the same thing because, again, as an agent that's going into my 5th year, I have been passed up previously because I got licensed at 21, so I was young. Not a lot of people, but I've been passed up on listings or on buyers because they wanted someone with more experience, which I get. But there's kind of a few ways to view that point is if an agent has a ton of experience, sometimes they're actually too busy to take care of you correctly as a buyer, especially if that agent is really heavy on listing properties, because chances are those are they're more important tasks because, well, maybe they don't want to go show you 4 properties on a Saturday morning because they have an open house at their listing that they're holding. So, of course, it's case by case with them, but sometimes if they're too experienced, they can actually be too busy. Where if you're looking at someone that you like but doesn't have a ton of experience, well, guess what? They're coming from kind of an underdog position. They know that they're young. They know they don't have a ton of experience. So they're working their tail off for you so that they can earn that 5-star review at the end. They can earn that commission check. They can earn a house sale. They're going to really put in the effort, I think. At least that's how I treated it. I'm the underdog. I'm trying to do my absolute best so I can earn more. And that's how you build a referral network in real estate. So especially when it's a young agent, they're trying to build. So each transaction really matters is the way I look at it. Now, along with this point, they have to be knowledgeable in what you're actually looking for, and where you're looking. So in New Hampshire, I kind of think anything outside of an hour and a half of where that agent's located primarily, anything outside of that, they probably don't know very well because New Hampshire, it's a lot of driving to get to showings and markets change pretty good. So like, going 2 hours away, 1, it takes up all your day. 2, you don't know it that well. So like, you want someone that's really good in that location and also in what you're looking for. If it's a single family, that should be easy enough. Most agents, that's their primary business. But if you're looking for like multifamilies, you probably want someone that's a multifamily investor themselves, or at least has a past experience of helping multifamily investors. Myself, I own 4 units. I understand it. I know what they're looking for. I know the 1% rule. I know how to run numbers on rental properties to see if they cash flow. So getting someone like me in your corner, if you're looking to buy a multifamily, is going to be a huge advantage over someone that just sells single families and doesn't understand the 1% rule, doesn't understand how cash flow works, doesn't understand all that stuff. And now one thing I want to throw in here that's kind of in defense of real estate agents is please understand we do not know everything about every single property. Chances are if you set up a showing to go view a house, when we get there to show you the house, chances are that's our first time we've ever set foot on that property. So we're not going to know everything about the property. We're not going to know how the neighbors are. We aren't going to know why the owner hung drywall weird and never actually finished painting over it. I don't know. But we are going to, the very important questions, the questions you have as a buyer, I'm going to do my best to dig everywhere I can, ask the seller, ask the seller's agent, go where I need to go to get you the information you need. But just understand we're not an encyclopedia at the showing. We can't just be like, hey, what's this? And we just pull it up immediately. We do have to do some digging for certain things. So just understand that. And again, you want an agent that's actually going to follow up with those questions you ask at the showing. Don't just be like, hey, I have 5 questions. And he's like, all right, what are they? And then he doesn't even write them down, or they don't actually get back to you within a day or 2 about, hey, agent got back to me, this is the case. So again, that's kind of back to point 1, someone you like and the way they communicate. Now, I know all this sounds like it might be overthinking to choose an agent that you like, but you could just go find a random agent online, give them a call, and you might strike gold and hit yourself an absolute superstar. Or you get yourself a dud and you have a horrible buying experience on a house. Because the way I look at it is, the reason, like everyone says, find someone you know, like, and trust with real estate agents is because you're really building a relationship through the home buying process. Again, this is a huge deal. You're spending a lot of money. You're trusting that agent with a lot of stuff that changes your life, essentially, where you're living, where your kids are going to school, what your plans are in life, how long you're going to live in this specific area. Like, a lot of stuff is dependent on it. And throughout the process, again, it's a longer process. So even if you're lucky, you get the first house you look at and everything goes smooth, it can still take, even if you're paying cash, a few weeks to a month and a half. And that agent's in communication with you the whole time. You're building a relationship. Like, again, it might not be a friendship relationship, but you're still building a relationship where they're going to touch base with you and see how things are going. So that's why I say find someone that you actually like, because again, you don't want to get a call from your agent. You just put an offer in, you get a call, and you're like, I don't want to talk to him right now. You want someone, ooh, I hope they have good news for me. So that's why I think it's really important finding a good agent for you. And again, understand agents work for free until they close a deal. So they should be working their tail off. They should be giving you the best experience they can. And do us a favor, I guess. Leave us a great review. It really does help, because real estate, again, it's a referral network. It's a word of mouth type deal. Like, you have one good experience with an agent, that agent put a lot of time to give you that experience. So I just hope you share it with other people. And if you're looking to buy, sell, invest in New Hampshire, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to help. I do have a good amount of experience now, going into my fifth year, finished my fourth. So all my stuff's down below in the description, and hit a like and a subscribe if this helped you out. If you have any ideas for videos, put them down below. I'm going to do some more stuff based around Keene, so I hope you guys like that. And I will catch you guys next week with another video.